Hello and welcome to an Everyday Canines video. This is episode 1 of the Beat the Quarantine series. In this episode, we're looking at a Scentwork game to keep your dogs busy while we're all stuck inside. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to play a really simple Scentwork game. It doesn't need any particular training or anything. It's just a load of fun. Now the great thing with Scentwork is it really tires out your dog's brain, which means that when you're stuck indoors and you can't do a lot with them, it's going to help them to relax and sleep. So the first thing you need is obviously you need a dog that likes food, because it really works best with food. You can do it with other smells, and of course when they do proper scent work they're using just scents, but in this version it really works well if you've got a dog that's really interested in its food. And you want some sort of smelly food. I've got cocktail sausage here today. You're going to start by using a simple cup, which I hope probably a lot of you got inside a house. If you haven't got a cup, you just sort of make do with what you can find really. You could use a cardboard tube from out of your toilet roll, which we've all got lots of at the moment, something like that. It's just got to be something really simple, just because you want to cover your treat with it. The other thing I've got is I've got a lid off a jar. Now the reason for this is because when I put my item on the floor with its scent, I want it not to be right directly on the floor. Firstly, of course, because that can get quite messy if your dog's sniffing it, but secondly, the scent will transfer. So if I put my food item directly on the floor, then it's going to leave a scent trace, so that the next time the dog is playing this game, they could pick up a false scent, which is actually where the treat was previously. So that'll make better sense as we go along, but I recommend having a little lid, as I say, which I got off a jar, to put your item on. So, I know Sparrow. Can you sit up? Good girl. This is Sparrow, by the way, working cocker. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to put my little bit of cocktail sausage in my lid. And this is the real easy start of the game. I'm going to put it down, put my cup over it. Search! You can search for it. Yeah, is it under there? Get it! So you see, that's a really basic level. So, sit. Good girl. So the idea is just to get your dog thinking about, I'm using my nose to find an object. Now if your dog didn't even want to do that level, you could just start like this. Search! Yeah, good girl. Just to get them into the game. So we're going to put that there, put the cup over it. Search! Oh, good girl, well done. So that's just a really easy start, because that's basic, that's just warming them up. So what we then want to do, so I want Sparrow, can you come here and lay down? Can you lay? Don't really want you watching this bit, so I'm going to cover her eyes and I'm going to bring in item 2, which is another cup. So this time, I'm going to have 2 items. So now she actually has to play the game, she actually has to use her nose. And I don't really want her just knocking them over to find it, I would actually like her to use her nose. Okay, ready? Search. Yeah, good girl, well done. Sit. Now you can see Sparrow's played this game a bit. She's actually done proper scent work where she can actually go find other scents and then mark them for me to actually come over and look at them. So she knows. So do a little bit of shuffling. That's really too easy because she can see this. Okay, search. That one? Yeah, good girl. Now, it doesn't have to be that your dog knocks over the item to find the treat. They can do that. It can be that what you really want them to do is to go around and point out the object that's got the treat under it. So once you get to a lot of objects, you can set them up like in a line. And really what you want to do is send your dog in on a word, say search. Search just means you're going to be out there using your nose. And you want them to have a look for the object and point out. You don't just want them randomly knocking everything over, because that's not the point. They're using their nose to find exactly where it is. And you can build this up to having 10 objects like this around. Take your dog out of the room, bring them back in, have them look for it. And you can even get to a stage where you teach your dog to give you a marker cue for when they found it, like laying down next to an object. So then it becomes real proper scent work. So you can really build on this. So let's show them what it looks like when we do the game a bit more bigger, yeah? Okay, so now I've got multiple objects available to me that we're going to play in the search game. You could have loads more, but this is what I've got for the room. I've got my cocktail sausage, which I'm putting down on my little lid, and it's going under this cone this time. So let's get in Sparrow and see what she does. Hello, Sparrow. Okay, ready? Search. You found it? Oh, you're too good. Get it. Because I've played this game a lot with Sparrow, I know what her signal is when she's found something. It's quite subtle, but it's an extra focused attention on the object where it is. So I noticed she knocked these, she sniffed them, they didn't mean anything. But when she got here, her attention riveted and she was, this is mine. So that's how I know. So let's give it another go. Okay, so this time I'm going to put it under the green one to make it a bit different. Alright, let's get Sparrow.
What you got, Sparrow?
Sparrow, search. Search. Yeah, good girl, get it. Good girl. Now you can see that time, firstly she remembered that it had been under this cone. Secondly, it's always possible that even with putting the lid down, there's a slight trace of smell left. It does happen. So she was looking at it. But I could see when she got really intent on the object that it was correctly under. Now bear in mind when you're playing this with your dog for the first time, back, is it? Good girl. Don't push them too hard in terms of, you don't want them to get frustrated. So it's important. She's played this a lot, so I know how much I can let her work at it before I say to her, right, give her a helping hand. So I would, it's not under there, Sparrow. Oh, you were correct. There was a bit of cocktail sausage stuck on my knee. Good girl. So, what I'd say is if you're just starting this out, to keep your dog interested, I would make the game really easy at first. Help them out when needs be, but you're going to have to really interpret and look at your dog and really work out when are they getting it. They'll all have different tells, which is when they're getting it. And it's really interesting to watch them work and see them. I've seen dogs that when they find the scent, their tails go even faster than before, but it's a really funny fast. Or they put a paw on it, or they scrabble. They'll all tell you, but it'll be subtle. So play this game, have a lot of fun. Remember, it's not meant to be challenging your dog to the point where they're getting frustrated. You know, it's about having a great game between the two of you. Come here. And you can see how much she has enjoyed this game because we've got a grin on our face. So that's what we want to do, and that's what we're going to have a lot of fun doing. And don't play it for too long either. Sparrow, thank you. Don't work with spaniels. You don't want to play it for too long either because they tire out pretty quick. There's about 10-15 minutes you want to do this for, and then you want to have a nice break, and hopefully your dog will sleep after that. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Everyday Canines, and I hope you will subscribe and like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and join us again for another episode very, very soon.